Hello, Homestead, and please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for a moment of silence.
Hello, Homestead. I'm Brendan Spangler.
And I'm Cody Collins.
And on today's edition of HHS In Depth, reporter Sam Carroll speaks with Superintendent Dr. Downs and learns what goes into a typical morning when deciding whether to cancel, delay, or have a full day of school.
Ryan Nutter is back with another Nut House about tonight's big game, the first Homeboys game in 4 weeks.
And we'll show you a promotional video for one of Homestead's fastest growing classes.
All that and more on HHS In Depth for Friday, January 16th.
Schenkel!
Carl!
What's up? Can I anchor?
No, get the glider.
Gotcha.
Hey guys, welcome to class. The room's just around the corner.
Do you know who those people are?
No, no idea.
I've never seen them before. Do you think they're in the wrong class?
I don't know, probably. Should we tell them?
I don't know. If they're in this class and Schenkel lets them anchor, I'm gonna go ballistic.
All right, class, listen up. We got a couple new students in HHS In Depth this semester, Cody and Brendan. And since we're so nice, I want to let them anchor for the first show of second semester. Why don't you guys follow me?
We begin today's show by talking about how our district decides when the weather is either going to delay or close school for the day. And we all saw how many students and even some teachers expressed concern and even outrage over the decision to have school on Monday earlier this week. Reporter Sam Carroll recently had a chance to sit down with Superintendent Dr. Downs to answer all of your questions.
So obviously many students are unclear on the procedures and criteria for determining whether or not we have a delay or cancellation. And my goal is to provide you with an understanding of these decisions, whether you agree with them or not. Dr. Downs first outlines the procedure with which SACS employees go about determining whether or not school is going to be delayed or canceled on any given day.
The day starts usually between 4 and 4:30 with people out driving roads. And that's not just in Southwest, that's in all of the school districts. And they all talk to each other about what they're seeing, and we compare notes about the conditions of the roads. By 5:30, we have to make a decision about what we're going to do to start the day. Because we have to have drivers in to pre-check buses, and then once the buses start to roll and pick up students, if we change our mind after that point, a lot of parents have left and gone to work, and there's not necessarily plans for those kids to go home. So once we commit to run the buses, we have to run the buses. And that decision's made by 5:30. If we do a 2-hour delay, that 5:30 time becomes a 7:30 time. And the worst possible situation that we see when that happens is kind of like what we had the other day, where a surprise squall, lake effect squall or something comes in right after we've made that decision, and the roads get a bit dicey. But at that point, we've committed to go, and there's nothing we can do but hold our breath and hope and trust that everybody drives slowly and carefully and gets to school safely. We use a wind chill of -20 as kind of a starting point for our conversation about whether to call off school. And we'll look at conditions of the road, we'll look at the amount of wind versus temperature, we'll look at how fast is the temperature supposed to rise, will 2 hours buy us a warmer temperature or not? And then also, what's it going to be like during the day? And we have a number of students who will need to go outside, maybe for recess or things like that. So it's a lot of factors that go into it, but the starting point for conversation is -20 wind chill.
Many of you also demanded over social media some justification from SACS officials about the delay decision on Monday as opposed to cancellation despite pretty slick road conditions. I also brought this up with my discussion with Dr. Downs.
What happened was a large squall of snow came in that had not been on the radar, was not predicted. Also, the county for one reason or another, was not able to get to the street plowing that they had thought they were going to get to when we had talked to them earlier. And so it was a perfect storm of some things that just happened to fall apart at that time. It's interesting to note, though, that the elementary runs later in the day went off without a hitch, and other than that they were delayed a bit because of the secondary routes. So yeah, that was one of the ones where it's my first year having to make this final call, and I know we had a lot of students who I think had a lot of anxiety as they drove, and they can rest assured knowing that their superintendent also had a lot of nerves. There's nothing worse than having made a decision that impacts thousands of people's lives and then being powerless to do anything to help them deal with it. So, boo-hoo for me, but I feel for the students having to drive in it. That being said, it is Indiana, and we will have winter weather. And having to drive on some snow is something that at times we're going to have to do. We can't cancel or delay school every time it snows.
Some students pointed out on social media the issue of a travel advisory by the county approximately 10:30 on Sunday night before the delay morning. Dr. Downs will now explain to you why these two things are not connected.
If you look on the Homeland Security website, the travel advisory is the lowest level advisory they give out. And basically what they're saying is the roads are bad. To pay attention, to go slow, and be aware that there may be places where things get shut down or that traffic is moved away from. So it's really more of an advisory that you need to be alert to the travel situation. So when we hear that, it obviously cues in us the fact that we need to get out sooner, make sure roads are plowed and things like that.
Some students expressed anger over social media, saying that SAC's administration has little to no concern for student safety. Here is Dr. Downs' response to those claims.
Well, that it always hurts when people attribute motivations to you that you don't feel are true. Weather decisions are never easy ones, particularly when the weather pulls a surprise, because weather is a chaotic system that is difficult to predict. People joke about the weatherman. If I only had to be right as often as the weatherman, I'd be pretty happy. But the number one thing we do think of is safety, and also the quality of their education. And the best situation is kids in front of a teacher in the classroom. And so what we can do to get that to happen without compromising safety is something that we always try to do. But I would argue with anybody that does not think safety is our number one priority, that's just not the case. It absolutely is the case.
I also wondered if perhaps the SAC's administration was influenced by the state educational government to delay school on Monday as opposed to cancel it because the state does not want SACs to have too many e-learning cancellation days.
No, because the requirement is to have 180 days. So we're going to have 180 days. And when those days happen is when those days happen. And if a day is unsafe, we'll close. And if it's, another thing to consider is there's 7,000 people. If it's unsafe for one person, I can't know that. There's no way that we can possibly know every situation in the district. And that's why we excuse, if it's unsafe, don't come to school. Make that best decision for yourself, and we'll understand. So the idea of making up those days, we can do that now electronically. If we need to, I can add days. We probably won't have to, but it's nice to be able to have it. Graduation's now far enough away from the end of school. We've got plenty of cushion down there for that. If anything, it's relaxed us on our decisions and allowed us to be a lot more cognizant about what's best for kids. We don't have to worry about relatives flying in June and senior graduation and things like that, which is really only a senior issue. But it's an important one. But we don't have to worry so much about that anymore.
So there you have it, Homestead, the highly complex process for determining delays and cancellations on the days of inclement weather now demystified. Remember, if we have another day like Monday, give yourself ample time to accelerate and brake. Don't take it too quick around those corners, and you should be all right. Have a great weekend. It's 3 days.
Thank you, Sam. Do you need to take driver's education? There is still time to sign up for the winter book section of driver's ed, but it has to be today. Have a parent come at door 1 and go to the treasurer's office to sign up. The cost is $125 and the class begins next Monday.
Attention freshmen, biology tutoring will resume every Tuesday after school in the 9th grade academy main office.
Next week at Audio Aficionados, you will be listening to the debut album from Bon Iver for Emma Forever Ago. Show up Monday at 2:45 in room 600B to listen to one of the greatest albums of the last 10 years.
Attention Art Club, head out to the next Art Club meeting after school on Tuesday, January 20th to tie-dye your club t-shirts and be prepared to get messy.
To playwrights, poets, and lovers of writing, here's a proposition we hope is inviting. A New Again Club for improving our art and bettering our writing is about to start. A novel gathering is our newfound name, and it's a chance for you to work to gain marginal fame. January 26th in the IMC is the date to remember, and come out to see what it's all about. For questions, contact Mrs. Olivero in room 121.
Attention juniors and seniors, Dirty Ducker registration packets are due on Wednesday, January 21st. Completed packets must be turned in to Ms. Hagan in the 9th grade academy. Again, the deadline for Dirty Duckers is next Wednesday.
There will be an Eco Club meeting in Mrs. Merkling's room next Wednesday right after school. All are welcome, so please join them in room 206 next Wednesday after school.
Due to no school next Monday, the first basket club meeting for the new year will be Tuesday, January 20th from 2:45 to 3:45 in Mrs. Ricker's Fiber Arts room, room 204.
Attention athletes in a fall sport. The fall sport patches are in. If you have earned a patch for your fall sport, please come to the athletic office to pick up as soon as possible.
One of Homestead's fastest growing classes is weight and strength. If you're an athlete or just someone who would like to get in better shape, then this video is for you to see what the class is all about.
I would definitely recommend this to any underclassman or upperclassman that's never taken weight and strength. You know, you work out every day, you're physically fit, mentally fit, and that's what we prepare you guys for.
These other 2 ladders, this is circuit number 2. This is everything that has to do with having quick feet. Make sure we're getting it up above 90, really stretching it out. We're going forward.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend this class to the girls just because it makes you stronger and it overall helps your health, and it's really fun taking it with all the girls. Like a lot of them are on the basketball team, but we all just have a lot of fun in here and get fit as well.
And now, here's Ryan Nutter with an all-new Nut House.
What's up, Homestead? I don't know if you guys have been going to the games over break, but our senior leader, Nick Anderson, hasn't really been showing up to many of the games. The other members of the student section have decided to impeach him. I have Brendan Spangler with the story and our next potential candidates.
What's up, Homestead? I'm El Tigre, commonly confused for the man currently anchoring Brendan Spangler, and I'm coming to you live from the site of the auditions for the currently open student section leader position. Here's what the judges thought.
That was horrible. No.
I liked it a lot. It really kind of made me feel pretty sweet inside.
Were you watching the same thing?
Probably not. Probably not. No, I probably wasn't watching the same thing. But what I saw with my eye, I don't have my glasses on. Okay, I have no glasses on. But it was great. It was great. It was fabulous.
I
I'd like to thank everyone for trying out today, but you all sucked, and you should never pursue any career that has anything to do with cheering or leading or sports or just being around people.
After much scrutiny and debate, the judges decided that everybody was pretty much bad, and nobody was right for the job. But since we have to fill the position, they decided to go on the person that was the least worst, Todd Bonaire. I sent him down to the studio to get some insight onto what he needs to be doing to lead the student section.
Oh, Todd, over here. Take a seat, bud.
Oh, all right.
All right, so are you prepared to take the student section leader role?
I mean, yeah, like I think so.
All right, well, do you know all the chants?
Yeah, I went to a game like 8.
What the heck is going on here? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? What are you doing? What are you saying? Come on. Sorry, he's busy. What is happening? Is he taking my spot? Alright, so I'm looking at these notes, and I have no clue what these two goons are talking about. But the theme for tonight is Jersey theme, and I'm in charge. Get rid of these nuts. Listen up, Homestead. Be there at 6:30. Bring your favorite jersey, and we're about to have a great time. Let's go. Ryan Nutter's bringing pizza, so give him your order. He's buying for everybody. Let's go, baby. Let's beat Columbia City.
Well, that wraps up today's edition of HHS in Depth. I'm Brendan Spangler.
And I'm Cody Collins. Have a great day and enjoy your 3-day weekend.
Here's this week's Picture of the Week. Remember, to submit your photo for Picture of the Week, send it to Drake White at drake.white@students.sacs.k12.in.us.
Today we leave you with a song exclusive to our radio station, the .91 FM. See you next week.